Yes.
Let's first off, while we're waiting, I know I have a few more people popping on. If you guys want to say, where you're from, kind of what you're up to, and then I'll introduce Jody and we'll go from there. Briar, let's start with you.
Hey everybody, so Briar Schultz. I am up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I am a realtor and also do a lot of short-term rentals. I have a property management company now. So we have about 6 properties and rapidly growing, so that's exciting. A lot more of the Northwoods vacation market than anything else. Makes a busy summer for sure with all of our seasonal rentals too. So yeah, we're getting into the busy time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've had your own health journey and travel and all the things. So perfect.
I left corporate America and got out of the grind of being overworked. So I'm on to my own journey.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hey.
All right, Maureen, you're next on my screen.
How you doing? Nice to meet you, Jody. Hi, Aline and Briar. Good to see you again, Amanda. Hi. So I'm Maureen. I'm in Utah right now. I kind of live between Connecticut, Nashville, and Utah. And I have a few Airbnb rentals, but I also I'm a multifamily person, so I've been doing rentals since I left my corporate job prior. So I can be overworked for myself on my
Yep.
own benefit instead of my
Right.
old corporation. So a similar journey. But yeah, it's much better doing it for ourselves for sure. But I've well over 3,500 rental units in about 7 years when I first got started. Raised over 120 million myself. And thanks to you, Amanda, in our call the other day, I've had this lake house in Vermont that's just been sitting there and I haven't been able to get to it. I've probably been to it twice in the last 3 years. I actually just like leased it under Vacasa. It's like this rental thing. So I'm like, you guys can take care of it. I was gonna sell it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let them handle it. And it's been awesome. So I was like, I didn't even really think of it before. So thank you for that call, served me well. So, but nice to meet everybody.
Absolutely. Thanks, lady. And Maureen is one of my Platt sisters as well in our Tony Robbins community. And so is Eileen.
Oh yeah, here I am. Well, I'm based in North Florida. I started my real estate journey kind of 8 years ago, doing a couple of flips, buying and selling as a realtor. And then I really started to invest in real estate to be more passive incomer. Not have been really passive, it's more active. I mean, and I have been claims reps, real estate status, the last, I think, is 3 years from now, running 7 long-term rentals. And then I have 36 senior living beds running by myself right now. And when the phase to think what's next for me, what is the next project, what is the next challenge, and how to grow and to expand that portfolio. And yes, I'm on that space.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, there's a few other people, not a lot, but there's a few other people that might be joining us, or they may be catching the recording because Eventbrite kind of thought I was on Mountain Time and I'm not, I'm on Pacific Time. So that's okay. So those of you watching the recording, we can get your intros later. But yeah, I just wanted to bring on Jody, who I'll introduce to you in a few minutes, and just kind of explain to everyone at one time what we're doing. So I partnered with Jody. I was actually just an author in one of the chapters in one of the books that she did, 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, called Hospitable Host. And since then, like, she'll talk about this, but she's done 3 hospitable hosts with almost 140 authors in total. And it has been an amazing journey. Amazon bestsellers, a fantastic community. We've been having book launches literally around the world. And Jody has just built this community of people that are all helping each other, like in this industry, like really helping each other. And it's been beautiful. And so when we discussed doing something together, I was like, well, I want to do a book project, but I want it to be a little different. I want to pull in the wellness aspect. I want people to be in this project that have had a health journey. Maybe they've burnt out, or maybe they've felt the overwhelm, stressed out. They've done something about it. They have some type of value to add to other people to help them not get to that point as well. And really just build another community. And we're going to be kind of a part of the hospitable community just because we're starting to do retreats and there's some other really fun stuff. popping up very, very soon with the hospitable host community. But that's kind of the idea behind this whole thing. That's really the idea behind this. So yeah, I was just talking about the community that you built, Jody, and how I just feel so honored to be a part of it. And we're going to expand our community with this book project. And so Jody is the publisher. She's published a lot of books, and all of them up until now have all been Amazon best-selling books. So she's got the system down. And so
Yes.
Jody, why don't you come on and just tell us a little bit about you and the project and what we're in for?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. It's really great to meet you. As you can probably tell from my voice, I am an Aussie. I'm sitting here in Sydney, and I am a host. So I am in the property market just like you all, which is how I started this journey of now being a publisher. So as Amanda said, a couple of years ago, I pulled together 40 people in the short-term rental world on a global basis and created an amazing book called Hospitable Hosts, where everybody shared their journey of how they got to be in the short-term rental industry, and it became a #1 bestseller. And from there, I've now done 3 volumes, as she said, and they all become #1 best-selling authors. And a lot of the authors, well, actually, I would say 98% of the authors, their lives have just exploded. They're now got speaking engagements. Their property businesses have expanded because becoming an author and a #1 best-selling author gives you credibility in your industry. And it's also just allowing people to have a platform to share their story and motivate others. And that was really my vision behind doing the book at the beginning. I wanted to build a great community, but I'm also into storytelling. So if we get to sit down one-on-one, I'll probably talk to you a lot and just talk to you about stories, because, I've listened to so many stories in the past couple of years of people's journeys. And I just find that, part of the interesting part about life is just listening to people and sharing stories. So from doing Hospitable Hosts, the first volume, I did engage with a publisher in the US, and then I learned a lot from her, but then I realized I could do it myself and have my own spin on things and maybe do it a little bit better or just do it differently. So I then opened my own publishing business, publishing house in the UK, because that's where my properties are and that's where I was located at the time. And I am now publishing many other people's books, not only in the short-term rental world. I'm just about to publish an 11-year-old's give back journal, which has been a really exciting project for me. She's 11 and she's a budding entrepreneur. We sit and have Zooms, and we've designed her give back journal that she's about to put up on Amazon on the 1st of July. So it's been an amazing journey being able to bring people's lives to print and to be able to share those stories. So Amanda and I have partnered up together to bring your stories, should you choose, to the world, and maybe your stories will motivate others, and especially with the health journey. I know even with the Hospitable Host, with the 100 or so authors that we have there, there's probably there's 6 of them who are already burnt out, and they're going on their own health journey now. And I just see one by one people dropping off, social media, when they're all over social media. And I reach out to them and say, well, where are you? What are you doing? And they're, I'm burnt out. I'm done. And I've watched Amanda in her own health journey, and I'm also a kinesiologist. Another part of me is I'm a kinesiologist. So I know about natural therapies and how those sort of things work and how important it is to you. So when she mentioned about doing this project, not only from the real estate aspect, but from the health journey, I just felt I really wanted to jump in and help her bring everybody's stories to light, because there's a lot to be said for caring for ourselves. And it's a true passion of mine as well to be able to educate people to be able to do that. So that's my story. I'm a remote host. My properties are in the UK. I travel a lot now because hospitable hosts actually changed my life. And I've been to America so many times in the last 2 years where I never went there before. So I'm getting to know my geography. And yeah, that's me. And between Amanda and I, we'd love to share your stories should you choose to come into the project. And any questions you have, just ask me. We're going to go through the process of how it will work for you if you come into the project. But that's just my introduction. And you can tell I like talking, so I'm going to stop now.
Jake joined me in the UK for UPW last year, and we just had a blast.
We had a blast. Yeah, it was so good. I enjoyed every single moment. Amanda called me and we'd only met over Zoom, and she said, I'm going to be in London. Would you like to come to UPW? I'm like, would I like to? Yes. My dad has been a big Tony Robbins fan right from, early days. And I had no idea what I was in for, but I was up on the front row, jumping up and down with Amanda, and I just love every part of it. So it actually was a highlight of my life last year. Yeah, totally. Totally.
Oh, love that. It was great having you, Jody. As you're sitting here talking, I was like, oh my gosh, Briar, I think we met because you read my chapter in Hospitable Host.
Yeah, and funny enough, my health journey actually kind of started on a work trip sent to Australia as well. So a lovely doctor in Sydney actually kind of told me you need to take some time off and take a step back and rest a little bit. And so I actually started there as well. But yes, I actually got started just by reading Hospitable Host, the first one. And I think I heard about it through a podcast that I listened to, and heard about Amanda and reached out and said, look, I need to start my real estate journey with her. So that's how we actually got connected.
I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love those stories. That just gives me goosebumps because, it's something that had been put together. I say to Amanda before the call, and people ask me all the time on podcasts, so, how did this happen? How did this actually come about? And I would like to say that, I had this big business plan, all the structures put in place, and, and I knew where it was going to take me, but I didn't. It was just a whim of an idea, and I actioned it. And it has just change people's lives, mine included. So that's really lovely that you say that. Thank you for sharing that, Bri.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
That's awesome. I've been on this little bit of, I've been just having my head down working for years now, a decade, right? And kind of came up for air and like, oh, this is what I've accomplished. I've been meeting other awesome, powerful women in real estate. And what I do is mostly in commercial multi, there's not a lot of women. And so as I'm like going through this journey of kind of sharing, I love you said you're sharing to motivate others, right? And to try to make their path a little easier is like what I am trying to do as well. So that's pretty neat. And what I've noticed is no offense, Briar, we're not doing any guy hating here, but I noticed that when women have projects, it's typically to like uplift the community, right? And uplift others, where I think it's a little, and not every dude, and again, not guy hating, Briar, but a lot of times with men, I found it's like to get the jet and to get the thing, where for women, it's like they're trying to lift others up. And again, there's always variants of that, but as I'm going down this road and meeting more people like you, Jody, and different, I'm like, oh, like the women always seem to have like the community in mind. It's just fascinating to me a little bit as I see these differences. But I'm sure you're awesome, Briar. Not trying to make you uncomfortable, but
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. Amanda knows I'm a big fan and I'm always a supporter of everything. So
Yeah.
cool.
No, exciting, and I see how this ecosystem work and have been integrating people. And in my case, I do not have any short-term rentals, but we have been taking care of seniors in our homes, and it's a kind of short-term rentals. We are providing like meals, they are living there, and it's a type of healthcare providers, but it's interesting to integrate for that short-term rental physiology. And it'd be great to be part of that project for sure.
Yeah, and when there is going to be a lot of people with short-term rentals, just because that's like the circle I run in. However, This is the Rentalpreneur. So it's any kind of rentals, whether it's long-term, you with the senior care. I love the senior care aspect. I think that's a huge thing that's coming, with all the baby boomers. So yeah, it's different types of rentals. So it would be cool to share your story. So I have a big announcement as to who's writing the forward. I don't know whether to do that now or after Jody kind of outlines what this would look like.
It's up to you. Feel the lead. You go for it.
Okay. So as you know, the big thing here, yes, I want to share your stories of having rental properties and how amazing life is with passive income, leveraged income, active income, whatever we want to call it. However, the wellness side is honestly the most important to me. And so I have connected, I've actually been helping Prince EA sell his property in Portugal. And if you don't know who Prince EA is, he's interviewed Tony Robbins. He's interviewed like all the big people. He's got a huge following, like on Instagram, he's at 2.5 million. And he does some really cool videos on YouTube. He's got over 6 million subscribers. And again, like some of the coolest videos, like I'll play this.
This is one of the most powerful relaxation techniques in the world. It's called the humming bee breath. You see, when a mother hums to their child, they calm down immediately. Buddhist monks hum Om to reach deep states of consciousness. Humming is a free stress eraser, and this technique will eliminate your stress and help you sleep. Here's what you do. Step number 1, put your thumbs in your ear cartilage and close your ears. Step number 2, put your index and ring finger over your eyes, completely closing them. Step number 3, your other fingers, let them rest on your face comfortably. Step number 4, now with your mouth closed, hum as you exhale. Step number 5, focus on the sound of the humming. Do this about 5 to 10 times and comment below how quickly your stress disappeared. This is one of the most
That was kind of
Just don't do it while driving. Just don't do it while you're driving.
Yes. So this is Prince. If you don't know who he is, I would definitely encourage you to like take a look at who he is. He's agreed to write our forward. And that is a really big deal because across all of his socials, it's over 10 million people that he has access to. And he has this place in Portugal that I'm trying to help him sell that would be an amazing retreat center. And he's very interested in maybe our Cabo project as well, because we're opening a retreat center in Cabo. So lots of cool things happening. And I'm really honored to have Prince come in to write our forward because he teaches people mindfulness. He teaches them about their purpose. He helps them not burn out. Like all of the amazing things that, we're trying to get out to people. Like if we had known that, we maybe not have burnt out, right? So I'm super excited about Prince. So if you guys don't know who he is, please go look him up. And I see Nina joined us. Hi, Nina.
Hi.
Where's your face, Nina? It's Maureen.
There we go.
There she is.
Hi, Maureen.
Hey,
You look like you're in Utah.
Utah. You caught me.
I love it. Nina, we're about to jump into like what this project's going to look like, but you want to do a quick intro?
Oh, sure. My name is Nina. I live in Nashville. I've been in real estate for about 17 years. I kind of dabble in lots of I've RV park, multifamily, single family, a little bit of development. I try not to pigeonhole myself into anything. I'm like, I like anything that makes dollars and cents, Effie and Effie. And yeah, I'm really into fitness and travel and Tony Robbins and amazing people. And I think that sums it up.
Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Gasapi is joining us too. Okay. I'm sorry, Jody, we're going to get to you, but we have to hear from Gasapi.
That's all right.
So Gasapi's another Platt brother. When I was traveling the world last year, I went to Tuscany and stayed in one of his villas and it was like absolutely amazing. So welcome. We're about to jump into exactly what this project is going to look like, but give us a little intro for you.
Well, my real job, I'm a professor at the MBA, but I still make a lot of money in Airbnb. It's kind of like if works, keep doing it. And I've been doing this for several years while it has not been my job. It has always been a side gig. And I made more money on Airbnb than in my real job. So sometimes I feel like, why don't I quit my real job and I focus on that? So I have two beautiful property in a waterfront in Puerto Rico, former Donald Trump Grand Reserve, that are doing fantastically well. And lately, the usage of Price Lab skyrocketed my profitability. And I have another 20-bedroom village in Tuscany, the one that Amanda stopped by. And in the past, I've been running Airbnb, Miami, and other places. So happy to contribute, be part of this wonderful community. Thank you, Amanda, for putting this together.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. All right.
Yeah,
perfect.
guys, getting me excited about these short-term rentals. I went, oh my gosh, a lot of work involved, but maybe we should dig on that.
Yeah, it's definitely the short terms are leverage / active. Not as passive as maybe, well, I don't know. I mean, you're senior care, so that's pretty active too.
It's pretty active. It is the reason I didn't, oh my gosh, I can't handle another like an other type of these properties, it's look too much.
Yeah. All right, Jody, take us down what this will look like.
Okay, Nina and Giuseppe, thanks for jumping in. So I'm just going to jump in now and just go through about how the project will work should you choose to come into it. So it's a multi-author book, and what's so different about a multi-author book is that you contribute a chapter to the book. So we will be bringing in 40 people to this project, and you'll all write a chapter. So you'll write up to a 3,000 word chapter, which you may look back and think, oh my God, at school, I had to write all those essays, and we're going to help you with that. So we have a whole training program involved. And so it's not that you're just going to come in and submit some work and then it will get published. We have people who's a professional writer. She'll come in and help you write your professional bio. And that's a bio that you can use across all of your business, but she really helps you to dive deep into who you are and how you want to present yourself to the world. And then from there, we'll go on to writing your chapter, and you're given 4 weeks to write your chapter. And we do some training in between that as well. We will get together on a fortnightly, actually, you say bi-weekly. In Australia, we say fortnightly, but you say bi-weekly. Giuseppe, for you, every 2 weeks, we'll get together and we'll just brainstorm and just see where you're at. And one of the great things about being in a multi-author book is that we all support each other as authors. So you've probably heard stories about people publishing their own book and how it took them 4, 5, 6 years to actually finish writing and publish. We don't give you that amount of time. You have 4 weeks to write. So once you come into the project, you're fully supported, and you're supported like by each other as well. So we will help you through that process. So once all that's submitted, then we start with the fun stuff, and that's the promotional side of things and how to get yourself on podcasts, how to get your marketing in place. So once the book does become live, we lean in together as a group and do a complete blast out to the world and share your stories. And that's how we get to be #1 best-selling authors, through Amazon. So we'll launch it first on Amazon, and should Amanda wish, she might want to go down some of the other paths as well later on. And that's pretty much how the project works. You're all fully supported through this. But what happens once the book is launched is just insane. for a hospitable host, as I said to the others who were on the call earlier, most of them, their lives have changed enormously. They become authorities in their field because being a #1 best-selling author, or even being a published author, is highly regarded. And you're not only sharing your stories, but you're also becoming a person of influence, should you wish. You may just want to come into the project, write your story and disappear. That's fine too. But if you're looking to really elevate yourself and really like pitch yourself to, other businesses or pull in more funding, this is another way that you can do that. And you're going to be with these, amazing people along the journey. And heading it up is Amanda, who's, you all know already. She's an amazing individual and soul, and she just wants to give back to everybody. So this is a part of her journey to do that. So, and that's pretty much it. So the launch of the book is just the beginning. What comes next could be amazing. Like even for Hospitable Host, we've been picked up by Netflix for it to be created into a show. So we have a podcast, we have training courses, and this is all from being in the back of the book. So it's been quite a journey. Yeah. So if any of you got any questions just from the publishing side of things, please just ask. You can put it in the chat or just unmute yourselves and talk. That's fine.
So 40 authors, Amanda, when the reader goes through a book, there is a concept of storytelling. How do we synchronize and make this a story? Or you're going to just say everybody, you have 40 stories and that's it.
Yeah. Great question, Giuseppe. So once we get to the part of writing the story, and you can already be thinking about this now, we will have a chapter guide. So we'll have a guide for you to follow. You don't have to, follow it point by point, but it's just so when the reader comes in and reads everybody's chapter, there is a flow. It's not kind of all over the place. So we will provide you with the chapter guide that we will allow you to follow for that purpose.
But do you expect to be autobiographical or just a lesson to others?
It's going to be more so, there's going to be like 3 aspects to each chapter. So the first aspect is going to be your real estate portfolio, right? What is it that you have? How has that changed your life? Whatever it is. The second aspect is going to be your wellness journey. So you have to have some type of wellness journey, something, have you hit burnout? The whole intention behind this is to help people not hit that burnout that a lot of us hit in life. Burnout, stressed out, overwhelmed. So what are the tips that you can share with someone? What's maybe some of the morning routines that you do, or something that you do to keep your sanity in this business, running a big business like this? And then also, what are some tips and values that you can share with someone because they want to travel more, and all of us travel. So what can they put into place to help them automate their system so that they can go out, they can enjoy their life, and they're not going to get sucked in, stressed out with running a rental property business back home? So there's going to be different outlines for you guys. I don't want to get like too far into it, but yes, there's definitely like a structure to each of the chapters. And then you guys just fill it in with whatever your story is.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid people going down the same path. If we can inspire them by our own journeys or by your own journeys, that if it helps one person, you'll be amazed, like with these multi-author books, because with there being 40 people in there, everyone won't read every chapter. They'll probably start to read a chapter and think, I don't have anything relatable to that person. They'll go to the next person. But I've seen people's books and they've literally highlighted things out of this book that will help them in their own business or own journey. So, but you're right.
Stress causes so many diseases, not taking care of ourselves. And so that's really what the drive is, the passion is behind this book project.
I think it's some points to thinking about, and I agree what Amanda is saying. Like in heart attack is the first key problem in the human. If you don't stop yourself to thinking about your health, you can be in that situation as well. Maybe you didn't burn out yet, or if you're not dealing with any health situation yet, maybe it's time to stop and tell the people, oh, pay attention to your own health. and something like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Aileen. Like, not everybody who's reading this will have gone through a health journey, but if they do read it from this, because they're interested in the success side of your realty business, whatever that may be, but can then read your story of, you went through this, and be like, wow, I don't want to go through that. Like, I know that for myself, for those who are on the call before, even out of my group of 100 so authors that I've worked with before, there are people that have dropped off. And that was really, for me, like, I don't know other entrepreneurs that have had burnt out before or have burned out before, but just hearing that, I just think, oh my gosh, like, I'm a workaholic. Ask Amanda. I work with everyone from around the world. I'm up super early talking to everyone in the US, and then I stay up super late to talk to everybody in the UK and in Europe, because that's where my business is. And like, that is bad. And I listen to podcasts like Diary of the CEO and listen to sleep doctors and all of that type of thing. I really need to start implementing some of this myself. And it was only really because I heard these people's journeys that they're now burnt out. Like, they were just like me, just burning it at both ends. And I think with your stories that you're able to share, you could help that one person. And I know those people have helped me. There's boundaries, right? We all want to go, go, go. We all want to make money and be positive and do all of those amazing things and spend it and enjoy our lives. But you've got to bring those boundaries in, and it's teaching people those boundaries, and you can do that through storytelling.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely, I have been married with a physician. My husband's a cardiologist for 18 years. And definitely heart attack is the first killer in people. If people is not thinking about how to take care about themselves, they should. Definitely they should. And I think it's one teaching, Tony's telling us how to live as a whole. The wheel of life, life is about the spirituality, how the community, all the other type of things. It's not just about money. I'm reading a book right now, I highly recommend, and it's called What Type of Health Money Can't Buy, something like that. I can take in exactly the title and share with everybody what type of health, wealth money can't buy. And this type of project definitely can bring that awareness to people. And don't get me wrong, I love money. Money loves me. Money is something is really important in our life. It's not about I don't care about money. You know what I'm saying? Just to be clear.
So to me, the entrepreneurship Amanda is talking is about location independence, time independence, financial independence. When you have reached those three, you are in a beautiful place.
If you're
it's
healthy.
not about money.
If you're healthy, that's
you're
true.
Healthy.
If you're healthy, yeah. If you're alive.
Because when you're not
you have
healthy,
a good relationship, because that's what you do all that, and you have a shitty partner. That's your life sucks. Like, that's the.
Well,
it's not. It's.
Then we need to send them to Date with Destiny.
Or find a new one at Date with Destiny, right? One of those two will work. But yeah, for sure.
And do
all
some
these options,
spiritual
aren't we
work
lucky?
as well. Exactly. Go to see Joe Dispenza, do some work inside out.
That's right. But no, that's what money gives us, right? Is options. Everybody has their own thing, but I think that's what you're trying to say, Giuseppe. It's like a scorecard. I agree. More money is not that I need more money and worry about more money, but when you do the right thing, and I think you have your head placed, the money it comes easier and easier as you learn how to do it. That's all. So rinse and repeat once you figure some stuff out. So that's what we're all, I think, masters at probably on this call.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I know Jody is going to be like amazing at helping everyone write their chapters and like all the outlines and all of that. But Jody was actually talking earlier too. There's another option too, right, Jody? For if anyone's like super busy and not feeling
there is. So with some other multi-author books I've done with very, very busy entrepreneurs, if you've feel that you can't meet the deadlines, which will be, announced, then one, don't come into the project, because the project, there'll be so many people who want to come into this project that you're going to stop somebody else from telling their story. But it's an energetic exchange as well. So if you've bought into the project, then we need your work handed in on time. But if you can't, and if you still want to be a part of it, but you feel your time poor, then we do have a ghostwriting service available as well. So the ghostwriter will come in, that will be at an additional charge, but she'll come in, ask you a million questions about what it is that you want to, how you want to portray yourself, what your story is, whatever it may be. And then she'll actually write the chapter for you and work with you one-on-one. So that's always a great option for you.
Well, I was just wondering what the additional charge was for the ghostwriter.
Yeah, it just depends how in depth you want it to be. So, in the past, there's just been the lady that I work with, she'll work with you individually and come up with a price for you of what exactly that you need, like how much you can spend on it. Some people they want to write it themselves, but then have her come in and do all the, fluff it up and make it all pretty and make sure it's in flow. And others want them just to purely do the whole story for them. So I would it's kind of outside my realm as such. I just pass you on to her and she'll help you do that. So we're like Amanda and I we're not involved in that process, but we do have the right people that you can work with, that we've worked with in the past, because there's ghostwriters and ghostwriters, right? Just like everything else.
And then my question is there going to be somebody doing editing after we write? Okay.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And then they'll edit it and then they'll pass it back to you, and you have 24 hours to accept their changes or not. And then it just gets submitted and then we're off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Judy, one question. I know you will be talking about deadlines and how much costs for publish a book? What is the cost involved? Because from my understand, we need to print that books, we need to pay for the review. We have costs involved in I understand that. And how much we are talking about?
Yeah. So that's what my company does. So I'll handle all of that. That's nothing to you. There is a fee for you to come into the book, which Amanda will talk to you about. And a portion of that covers the actual production of the book, will cover the marketing of the book, will cover everything that's, that we do with the book. So it's just the one-off fee for you to come into the project, and then we do everything. There's nothing else.
Yeah, so I was just looking at I think we're doing $44.95 or $44.97 for the fee to come into it, and that's the all-inclusive fee. So then that includes everything. And then from my understanding, like the graphics, everything is done, the podcast, you'll be getting on podcast, all of that, and part of the community. So then that helps us pay for all the publishing cost of it.
Wow, that's really cost effective. I've been in places where the amount was way higher. Good job, Amanda.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I haven't and good to know, because I have no idea.
Yeah, no, and that's again one of the benefits of being in a multi-author book. We can just split all the costs involved. So, as Amanda said, we'll do all of the editing. We'll do the covers, the cover that you see in the graphics. We're going to just tweak that a little bit. Your names will appear on the back cover of the book. You'll have a 100-word bio with your photo at the end of your chapter. You'll have your 3,000-word chapter, and you can submit two photos to go into the chapter as well. And then we've got, great Prince who's going to be doing the forward. So, and we'll also create some graphics for you to be able to share on social media, and with your headshot that you give us, we take care of the lot. All you have to do is write the chapter, or not if you're going to use a ghostwriter.
Yeah. So I put the link over here too. So the first link, that's more information. That's kind of like the page with all of the information about the book. And then the second link is just a super simple link. It's just to let me know like, hey, I'm in. And then I'll need to schedule kind of like an interview type of thing with you. And we can do that on a one-on-one basis as well. I know I've talked to a few of you already, but yeah, that's kind of the next step, is to schedule that with me. So let me know you're interested, and then we put that on the books and we move on from that point. Any other questions?
I was just looking at your link. Yeah, that's top 1% at eXp Realty. Congratulations, Amanda. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Looking at your stats. But no, this is thank you. Yeah, that's cool. Do we have a list of other people interested? I guess it really shouldn't matter, but just wondering.
Yeah,
No.
so you guys are the very first people I've talked to. Where I'm going to spend probably the next 2 to 3 weeks talking to people. I'm hosting the Platte Ladies Retreat this week, so I'm out this week. But then after that, I'm going to get back on the phone. So I'm hoping to have the list of all of the authors and make the announcement. Something else we're doing our first hospitable host retreat in San Diego in July 10th through the 12th. And I'm hoping to have all of the authors for this picked out by then, so that we can make the announcement at that event. There's a big event going on before that, and then we're doing the retreat. And if anyone wants to come to that retreat, by the way, it's open to hospitable host and anyone who's coming into our book project. There's a big STR Nation conference going on in San Diego. So it's a bunch of short-term rental people, and we're doing a retreat directly after that. So we have a big house rented, and we're doing some mastermind sessions, and it'll be really cool. And then we're going to be doing another hospitable host and Rise of the Rentalpreneur retreat in October in Colorado. So these retreats are only open to authors. And so any of the authors in any of the books, they're allowed to come, and we mastermind together. And that's another way that we build community as well, is through these retreats.
Well, that's an awesome thing you created there, Amanda. Very cool. Congratulations. That's cool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty excited.
I may have missed this. What's your kind of ideal timelines for completion?
Well, we're hoping to launch by the end of the year. It'll just, yeah, as we said, we're hoping for 40 authors to come into the project. So, if you yourselves know anybody that you feel would be a great fit, or they've got an amazing story that they might want to share, just obviously let Amanda know who they are. But yeah, we'll definitely be launching by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Kind of what my goal is to have the 40 authors identified by 30 days from now. And then from that point, they have 30 days to write their chapter and then work with us and everything. And then Jody, you can finish the rest of the stuff from that point forward.
Yeah. And then from there, that's when we start doing all of the training on getting you onto podcasts and getting you registered on podcasts to talk about yourselves, your journey, and of course the book that's coming out. And then we teach you the whole strategy, the launch strategy that we have, so it becomes a #1 best-selling book. But it's the community really that forms around this. If you want to take a look at a website, hospitablehost.com, you'll see all of the authors involved in there and just some of the things that we're doing. We've just set up a nonprofit, which we're about to announce. It's just gone from strength to strength. So, and there is no reason that this group won't do the same. However, we are blending the two groups together. So you'll be a part of everything that they're doing as well.
Mm-hmm. And also just launched an entire training course with the authors of Hospitable Host as well.
Yeah. Thank you for adding that. Yeah.
And Jody, one another question. Why should be 40 people? If you find just 30, 20 great people, why exactly should be 40?
Yeah, it's just a target that we know works well, but 40 people creates an amazing community with a lot of knowledge and insight and, share. And look, if it gets to 20 people and Amanda thinks, look, I've got 20 awesome people, let's just roll with 20, that's fine too. But 40 people for a multi-author book, it's a massive project management feat, as you can imagine, being very busy entrepreneurs and trying to get everybody to hand their work in is a big feat in itself. But 40 just works well. I like even numbers, and 40 works well for me. So that's why we've gone for 40. And 40 is a decent sized book. It's a big chunky book. So it's a proper book. Do you have your copy with you, Amanda? Mine's upstairs.
I
No.
don't.
Anyway, if you go onto the website, you'll see like everyone, all the pictures of people holding their books and the actual books, and you'll just see the community that it built around it.
Is this going to be volume 5 or Hospitable Host? So are we part of the big movement?
Yeah, it's funny actually. I was just on call before this one and someone said, I'd like to be in Hospitable Host 4. So, I don't think there's going to be a 4, but never say never. There's a lot of people out there who want to share their story. It's been so successful, and a way that people come into the community is through sharing their story in a book. So we've got the cream of the cream in the industry that all jumped in, which wasn't my intention when I started it, but it just happened that way because they could see the value in it. So yeah. And you go to conferences and it's better than a school reunion, like you guys do. You're the Platts, right? I've been to the event with Amanda, and you all have that instant rapport with people because they're your people. So it's the same with that group, and it will be the same for this group as well. You have this common connection now, sharing your story. And just as you did, Maureen, you looked at Amanda's landing page and said, wow, I didn't know that about you,
Yeah. I would love for you guys to book a call with me and let's chat. And if you're in, let me know if you're in. So I know I've already talked to you, Maureen, Annalene, and Nina. So I know we've already had our calls. So
Yeah,
and for anyone that's watching the replay, I will put this down below here so you guys can check it out as well, and you guys can apply.
Thank you, Amanda. Nice to meet
Thank you so
Jody.
much, Amanda. Yeah,
Nice
to
seeing
meet
everybody.
you. Yeah, good
Lovely
to
to
see
see you,
you.
Maureen. Bye, Amanda.
Thank you guys for
Take
joining.
care, guys. Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.